On today's episode of You Asked, is Mini LED worth the money you save instead of going with OLED? When to save a few dollars and put it towards something besides the TV, and what we're looking forward to at CES this year. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is You Asked, the show where we answer your tech questions. If you've got something you want to know, send your question to youasked@digitaltrends.com, and don't forget to tune into the show to see if your question has been selected. Our Wings 091 is up first and asks, is the 55-inch TCL QM7K worth it for 250 Canadian dollars more than the 55-inch QM6K for the kids' room? They will mostly be watching sports and playing their Xbox Series X. Happy New Year to you and your family. Same to you, my friend, and thank you very much for the question. I would say go with the TCL QM6K in this case. While the QM7K is technically brighter and a bit better with contrast, I don't think you'd be upset with the QM6K quality at all. And you won't know any different unless you saw them side by side running at full brightness. Outside of brightness, the differences aren't enough to warrant spending the extra money, in my opinion, for a TV that's not going to be the main cinema viewing display in the house. Any kid would be elated to have a TV of the QM6K's caliber in their room for gaming. I know I would have been thrilled to have a screen like that growing up. If anything, with that extra $250 you save, might I suggest putting it toward an all-in-one soundbar that will make the gaming experience really come alive with a bit more punch in the sound. Finding something really noteworthy for $250 can be a little tough, but if you can find a good sale, or if you just put that $250 in your pocket until your budget for an all-in-one soundbar grows, having an upgraded audio experience is always worth it. I'll put some options in our shopping links. Speaking of soundbars and external audio, Kyle Devine 5452 says, what type of HDMI cable is needed for eARC? Kyle, you're gonna wanna look for a certified high-speed HDMI cable that supports HDMI 2.0, or you can go the extra mile for a certified HDMI 2.1 cable, which is sure to support every format you can throw at it. Monoprice has some great options that won't break the bank. And in my opinion, as long as it's not putting you out financially, it's always a good idea to future-proof. Who knows what's coming down the line in terms of audio and video advancements that could require HDMI 2.1 and its increased bandwidth. So it seems like it might be a good time for you to get ready for that. Scott has a pretty detailed question. He says, I currently own a 65-inch LG B8 OLED from 2019, along with a smaller 55-inch LG B8 OLED. Redundancy, I like it. Scott continues, they're still working, so I'm putting them in other rooms and looking to add a 75-inch in my main viewing room, the living room. I saw a reel you did about the LG C5 OLED, so I'm heavily considering it. However, here's where I'm landing. The 77-inch LG C5 OLED at $1,700 with a Best Buy promo, or a 77-inch LG B5 OLED for $1,400. There's also the 75-inch TCL QM6K for $800 or 75-inch Hisense U75 QG for $1,000. Right now, I can't seem to get away from the TCL for the price. It's just under half the price and you've given it great reviews, as do others. However, you giving the LG such high marks makes me think twice about the TCL. I do want to stay brand loyal and my current LGs are almost 7 years old, so I keep thinking stay with LG. If I go TCL and save the money, and with the two others being older, I can use the savings to upgrade those soon as well. A little more input, this TV is not our gaming TV. This one is primarily for streaming content with a soundbar in a somewhat bright room that can be controlled. Just not sure, looking for your input, blessings. Bless up, Scott. We appreciate the details to dive into this, and I do have a few opinions. And the first one is about my own opinions, ironically. You mentioned Digital Trends and others giving all the TVs you mentioned high marks, and that's because, yeah, they're all great TVs, whether it's picture quality, features, or just overall value with what you get for the price. So just know that you're starting at a baseline of really, really solid options. However, it's time to think about your opinion. You're currently living in a household with a pair of OLED TVs. Even if they're getting a little bit long in the tooth, they still have outstanding picture quality with inky blacks and great contrast. Going from OLED to Mini LED, especially the QM6K, which is probably just like above average in terms of Mini LED TVs in terms of contrast, are you going to be bothered by the difference? You just might be, and that's not fun. It also sounds like money plays a significant role here, so maybe we just rule out the LG C5 since it's the most expensive of the TVs that you just listed. I really think the LG B5 is going to be the answer here. OLED picture, check. Premium features and LG's quality control, check. Saving a few $100s, check. Plus, it might come down in price even more as newer TVs start to get announced at CES like this week. Especially since you can control your living room light and you want to stay brand loyal with LG, it just makes too much sense here to go with the B5. Worry about upgrading those auxiliary TVs down the road when they actually do give out, and when that happens, there will certainly be a sub $600 mini LED TV that will get the job done very well. Finally, Catherine M says, what can we expect to see at CES this year outside of the norm? Size and brightness are pretty common upgrades, but what other improvements or new features could be seen in this year's TVs? Great question, and one I need to answer carefully. But I think it's safe to say that some of the RGB backlight technology that started popping up last year will keep taking strides forward. We know Sony has an RGB TV on the way at some point, maybe not at CES, and everyone's just itching to call it an OLED killer, but we'll see. I'd also expect to learn more about Dolby Vision 2. The new HDR format definitely caught our attention a few months ago when it was announced and named Hisense as the first brand to introduce it in its TVs. So I hope we get a little more information and maybe a visual preview of the upgraded Dolby Vision as well. But in general, we know a lot of the players and what they've offered in the past. The OLED and Mini LED TVs that we see updated each year are outstanding, and I'd expect they keep improving. But yeah, it feels like the industry is just itching for what's next. What can definitively top the TVs that are considered the best out right now? I think that's what I'm looking forward to most. So keep an eye out as CES gets underway, because I'm sure the news will come fast and furious, and we'll bring as much of it to you as we can, as fast as we can. Thanks for joining us as always. It's going to be a busy week, but get your questions in via YouTube comment, the YouAsked email, Morse code, smoke signal, whatever. Let us know, and we'll see you back here soon.